Sunshine Goddess 333, hot your girl, guys. Yes, baby, happy Thankful Thursday from me to you. I love you guys. So energy is energy. If it resonates. You got to be able to discern your Peter from your Judas. Now, Peter had a bad day, right? But Judas had a bad heart. And you know, in the Bible, it tells us that, you know, God knew that he had a Judas in his life. He asked, like, you know, is there anyone here that like has anything against me, you know? And Judas, everyone's like, no, we don't. And the moment Judas got to set him up or to downplay him or to belittle him or humiliate him is exactly what he did. So listen, you have to be able to discern the people in your life. You have to be able to separate the Judases from the Peter. When you fall out with people, they expose who they truly are. And you would say, well, how long have you been feeling like that? Or I didn't even know you felt so, and inserts whatever this person was feeling. Because the enemy uses people. And the thing about that is you can see clear as day that they're being used by the enemy. But guess what? The enemy doesn't care if he exposes them. The enemy's main goal is to try to destroy you. Now, thieves never break in an empty house. So your greatness wouldn't be so attacked if there wasn't anything great about you. So in this season, the enemy's trying to break you before your breakthrough, but you must walk by faith and not by sight. You must know that a lot of these trials and tribulations that are set before you or set for you is to test you in spirit. This is all about principality. It's never the person. It's never that individual. No, it's what they carry. It's inside. Okay. And some of you have something so great inside of you that people look at you and just irritated, and you've done nothing but stand there in the grocery line and they're irritated by your soul because it's what you have inside of you that they say you see your greatness. And you may not be able to see your greatness, but at the end of the day has got to end, and people will expose how they always felt about you. And sometimes, and it's so hard to believe because you question, have you always felt this way? Or, you know, when was a turning point of you feeling these ways and these things? And it's always been there. It's just they needed something, an excuse for it to come out, and or a reason for it to come out. So now the other side is God said, do no harm to my prophet and do not touch my anointing. There's spiritual laws that people must live and abide by, and judge not lest ye be judged is one of them. If you don't like what someone's doing, it's free to turn a cheek and not pay attention. But people go out of their way to tell you that something that you're doing for free or something that you're doing entertaining that they don't like it. Now, everyone's entitled to a personal opinion, but your Judas will come and say, I never liked none of your stuff, and would be the first to support you. So you have to be able, in this season, the Judases are showing up. In this season, the Peters aren't around. It's the Judases that are showing you their heart, that are showing you exactly how they feel. And maybe they showed you before, but see, the human part of us always wants to say, no, they're not like that. You know what I'm saying? No, they're not like, they might be having a bad day. No, they have a bad heart, and that's who they are. People say hating things in a joking way, and people sometimes can't wait to use situations to belittle you, to humiliate you, to judge you, but that's the way they always felt. And guess what? That's okay. They're entitled to their personal opinion. It's almost like people will say, F you! And you say, okay. And they're, why are you saying okay? Because I said F you. You're like, well, where do you want me to go with this? Okay, so don't use your energy on people, places, and things that are committed to bringing you down. Don't use your energy on people, places, and things that are committed to being a Judas in your life. Like, you can not be in someone's life for free, and there's a way to do things and there's a way not. Now, if you don't want someone in your life anymore, you just don't have to, right? You don't have to have an explanation. You don't have to say anything. But what you shouldn't do is come back and say, well, you never call someone and say, well, I'm not thinking about you. Would you ever call someone and say, I'm just calling to tell you I'm not thinking about you? You'd be like, okay, so learn to discern your Judas from your Peter. Peter had a bad day. He didn't do his best. And Judas just had a bad heart. A lot of people are envious, jealous of what you're doing. You're resilient. You keep going. They can't figure out why. They've done everything they can to stop you. How dare you keep going? You're really as resilient as you think you are. And most of the time you'll probably say, yeah, I am. You know, because what was sent to destroy you, and even them or their principalities that was sent to destroy you, now in turn are going to be sending them to destroy them. A lot of people in this season thought that it was a joke. A lot of people in this season played on your spirituality. A lot of people in this season forgot that you were chosen and had God's hands around you. They forget that in the moment when being used by the enemy, because the enemy doesn't care about being exposed. That's the thing. The enemy will promise you shiny things and gifting things, but the enemy never says, well, I'm going to expose you before I give you these gifts. I'm going to expose your character and who you are. And before, you know, these people, these entities, they don't realize they're being exposed. And God will test them through you. God will 87, God will show you, God will use you in a season to show you their heart. And it's unfortunate because it just goes to show how blessed you truly are. And God will try to bless a mess, but not when you're creating it because you're being a Judas. Not when you're trying to. It's a lot of setup energy going on out here. It's a lot of chaotic energy going on around here. People are making it their business every day to go on your social media to make sure you're not thriving. To why are they posting pictures? You know, someone told me they were mad because I post pictures. Okay, so learn to discern your Peter from your Judas. Peter had a bad day. That's who Judas was. He just was an enemy of God, and you have lots of enemies among you, and they hide in sheep's clothing. They do, and God, you know, they hide in sheep's clothing, but they didn't know that you were a lion amongst the sheep. So and there's a lot of wrath coming for those that, a lot of karmic shit's popping off, and there's a lot of wrath for going. God said, do no harm to my prophet and do not touch my anointing. And when he said it, he means it. And the moment you put your mouth and your hands on the Lord's child is the moment you really fucked up. And that's so scary, because it's like, sometimes I'd be like, God, if you do it to them, just do like a little bit. But I don't, you know, and he's like, such a God is, excuse me, I'm going to handle this. You know, you did your part. You stayed who you were. You did what you needed to do. Now I'm going to show them how I really exist, because they didn't believe in me through you. And that's okay, because everyone's entitled to believe what they want thing. But I'm going to show them what happens when they deal with my collective, when Judas shows up, the divine gets really personal on a spiritual level. So God knew that Judas was God knew. God was intuitive as well. He knew that something wasn't right, something was going to happen, but he didn't expect it 666. He didn't expect it to be the people so close to him. Okay, so you got to watch your Peters and your Judases and learn the difference. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's not meant to go with you on the journey. Everyone's not meant to be in your life forever. Anything with ship at the end eventually is going to have to end, because ships, they do sail away. You know what I'm saying? So I love you guys. Sunshine Goddess crew. Happy Thankful Thursday. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here with me. Thank you for everything they do. Thank you for subscribing. Email me at sunshinegoddess333@gmail.com. Thanks for being part of our soul family. Things are changing in the world, and your only main focus right now is to just trust in God and follow your discernment and follow your intuition and go the ways he's telling you. Even if you don't know or feel that it's something that you want to do, but God's not going to lead you down a path of destruction. You have to understand that when God says something, you got to abide by that. Okay, so I love you guys, Sunshine Goddess crew. Remember, it is your journey, your path, your life, your relationship with God. Nobody's going to understand your calling with God, because it was your calling. It wasn't a conference call. It wasn't a family call. It wasn't a group chat. It was a call towards you. So in your seasons, people may even doubt God's working in your life, but they can doubt it with their mouth because they really see it with their eyes wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? So I love you guys, Sunshine Goddess crew. Happy Thankful Thursday. I love you guys. Keep your head up in your heart close, God, and I'll catch you. Email me at sunshinegoddess333@gmail.com. I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys on my midday mix or my next read, whatever comes first. Mwah.